Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's December 25th of 2021. That's correct. It is Christmas Day. Going to be over here pretty quick. I haven't taken my nighttime medicine yet. I took the morning. Let's see, for the nighttime there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 to take. My daughter Hillary for Christmas, well, she got us all. Just talk about what she got me. A bunch of candy. I mean, let's see, I put that in the other end. A fake stocking, a big stocking, white, filled with candy. I already ate today a bag of the black licorice from Australia that is soft. It's very delicious. I've purchased it in the past and really like it. It's my favorite licorice. What else? Well, she also, well, anyway, a bunch of candy. And some of it's marked sugar-free. But anyway, I've been giving it to my ex-wife. Of course, my ex-wife got Hillary didn't get us all the same. I mean, well, she got us candy. I mean, she kind of, she knew a little bit what some of us, like. But I've been giving a bunch of the candy to the ex-wife. I just took what's that called? Something with W. It says sugar-free. I took that in there a while ago. I haven't got into, got several of these. I haven't got into that yet. I got into, Planters peanuts. So, now she got some crackers, I guess it is, and she said something about, Hillary did, my daughter said that it's an acquired taste. So I probably won't like that. But there's a whole bunch of cheese in the in my little refrigerator here in my room. Some of it I've never had before. So what else is going on? I think that I shouldn't even say this. I think that the audio is fixed. I'm afraid to do very much for fear I'm going to mess something up. I messed for about 3 days. I just had a pain. I just the audio just was not working the way it should. I've mentioned this before. The computer that I got, Beeline, some time back, it came with a problem, and that was the 3.5 audio jack put out static, crackling sound like the place was on fire or something. And I wanted to play with it right away. I mean, I didn't want to have to send it back or anything like that. I looked around to see if I could find, I checked, and there was a known problem with it. And I didn't really see any way to to correct it. So I just worked around it. I got a Sound Blaster card for about $100 and hooked that up, so just bypass that. I'm not using that right now because, and I'm bypassing, I'm bypassing this audio jack, and I have a not a hub. Oh, every time I mention this, I can't remember the prop. It's hub. No, not a hub. Anyway, it's hooked up to be used so you can plug other things into that. And if you had like a laptop and a home computer, say you used your laptop, but you had a home computer with the, oh damn it, well, let's just, okay, I gotta, let me go to no, I gotta go back here. I want to go to Amazon. Okay, here. Go to orders. Okay. I haven't installed both of these. I've only installed so far one of the what I'm doing. I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos, I think. I have arthritis really bad. I mean, it really hurts. Naproxen helps sometimes. Well, I think it always helps if I use it, but now, if I have to get down and plug something in, just plug something into the electrical outlet. I mean, the arthritis is, I mean, it hurts. It hurts bad. And I'm not somebody who actually complains. Maybe you disagree if you watch my videos, I don't know. I'm not somebody who complains about, pain. I just endure it usually. And, but when I get down just to plug one thing in, and two, my vision isn't very good, and then I can't see really well, just getting down underneath the desk or something rather, I can't see, where the prongs are, and it seems, so what I've done is, I've still got about four, I have a UHB, no, one of those things with the battery and rechargeable, anyway, with surge protection and all that. Then I've got some other spaced around here, things like that. But so what I've done now with that one that I used, and what I'm doing is, you've figured it out, or I've already told you, but let's go here. What I do is, I have to plug it in, but I'm hanging it on the wall, so it's up here where I can reach it, because I'm going to stop that. It just hurts so much getting underneath there to just plus two. I'm doing it a lot because I move stuff around. Okay, what were we looking for? By the way, I think I may have put this link before, but those walnuts are a really good deal. And they're really fresh and everything. This thing to massage and apply heat to the bottom of my feet, I saw that it didn't cost very much. I think like $50 or something like that. But I don't think it worked out very well. I may still do it. And, you know, I got one of those devices, and I've had them in the past. I got one of those things that you put water in and put your feet in the water, and it makes the water churn, and you get the heat and the whole thing. But there again, my carrying it with water in it to put it someplace, and then having to carry it to empty it, that's just too much for my arthritis pain. I've mentioned, of course, that my poor circulation in my feet and legs and that type of stuff. I ordered some socks, just getting socks on my feet. My blood pressure just skyrockets, just doing that. Hard for me to reach my feet. Oh, you can't see this there again. Okay. So I've tried, like, I really can't find any shoes that my feet will fit into. It's a pain. And even getting socks over my feet is a major chore, and the blood pressure goes way up. So, and I have a tendency to do that for something. Not look at the order really. One time I did it on camera, basically on camera. A while back, several years ago, I ordered handheld Panasonic. Well, it wasn't Panasonic at that time. Like I ordered a camera, I think it was, and it came and oh no, this is too small. I want something bigger. Well, make a long story. Well, it's not a long story. I turned around and ordered, I kept it. No, I think that one I returned. I ordered another one, and it came a day or two later, from Amazon. And it was the same size, different model, different manufacturer, same size. I ended up ordering 3 that were the same, But so these socks, and I need support socks, that. So, okay, I'll ask you here. Okay, I have grossly swollen feet and legs with poor circulation. So right there they have the size, and it says XX large. So I ordered XX large. Let me check and see here. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, no, that looks like it should be, like I did the right thing. Okay, now I don't see, well, anyway, these that came, they were like XX. Oh, it shows up here. Okay, I purchased XX large. Okay, there's no way those were XX large. What I thought was that they were using maybe a Chinese, sizes. I thought there might be a thing to switch here to North American or something like that. Okay, so they just sent the wrong, because I did order the correct, I ordered XX large. And there was no way they had to be XX small. So, anyway. So I was, okay, here's an, of course I didn't look at this size chart. I mean, you know. Oh, I see they're showing shoe size. And then, yeah, okay, I did order XX large. Okay, so I'm not as dumb as I thought there. They just sent the wrong size. See, back to where we were. By the way, for a long time, my ex-wife, well, she had polio when she was like 5. She got polio, and then the vaccine came out. And now, well, now people, it's changed in the last several years. Now people, before a few years ago, if you'd mentioned polio, what's polio? Because the vaccine, you know, that put an end to it in the United States and Western Europe and civilized, you know, but not in some areas where people, for religious reasons, you know, the United Nations medical organization or whatever arranged for people to go into those countries, and the local people or militia or whatever, they went out and killed the healthcare workers that were vaccinating the people, the children. So in those countries, people know what polio is, and now around the world, because it's been used. But a few years ago, people didn't know what polio was. Anyway, the reason I mentioned that is, you know, she has you know, problems with some thing called post-polio syndrome, you know, because at a young age, you know, she had polio and she had it in, I think she had breathing trouble too, but mainly it was in her, you know, legs and whatever. So, anyway, she, in the past, every need a jar and screwed or something, she'll holler for me or our grown son. But I told her, you know, I said, you know, we need to get one of these things, because she has a big jar, I thought it'd be like 5 gallons or something of that she orders in from Walmart, with the food order, of course. And it has a big, you know, lid, and it's hard for me and hard for my son to unscrew it. So I said, let's order a bottle. Oh, you know, she doesn't think it would work. It came in and it works. It's, you know. Yeah, that's not where I wanted to go. I'm not sure where I wanted to go. I was going to talk about something. This computer over here, by the way, is set up now with Linux Mint. But as you may have seen if you were paying attention to my orders, I've got the flash drive coming with Ubuntu on it. Yes, I know how to, I've done it, I don't know, probably 25 times or something, and downloaded Linux onto, you know, put it on a hard drive, or put it on a DVD and then booted that way. This time I ordered in Mint Linux, and then I decided also to order in Ubuntu. I don't think I'm going to run them side by side on this other computer. I think I'll probably just replace, because I played with Mint, and I'd played with it before, not too long ago, and but I played with it a little bit, and I think I'm going to go with Ubuntu. But I thought about going with Ubuntu Studio because I went with that in the past. But the problem with Ubuntu Studio, which is designed for people who do audio, video, production type stuff, that type of stuff, it comes with the software on there. Now you can just get Ubuntu or something else and get those other programs. But the studio version comes with all of that stuff. And actually that turned out to be not a good idea. I like something simple like the audio. I couldn't figure out how to get the right, microphone or something like that. But I'm getting just the basic. And if I want any of those other programs, which I would probably like for video editing and that type of stuff. Say a little prayer for me. I keep looking at new cameras, and I've got a bunch sitting here. You can see my browsing history. I've got a 20-gallon high tank over there, and it's a mess now. When the Texas power grid lost their electricity and we were without electricity for 3 days, my 2 Placostomas passed away and my 2 Corridors catfish passed away, and from the cold. And the only thing left other than a bunch of snails that got in on some plants I'm sure that I ordered. But the mystery snail, I had a couple of those too, I guess, that died. I didn't even notice it, But I think the Placostomas actually were eating the snail eggs, because as soon as the Placostomas died, then I have all these little pond snail things that you don't want. I like snails, and I had I like different kinds of snails. But what I do have is a fish tank, a 20-gallon fish tank that just has very small live bearing shrimp. And right now I can't hardly see them because of the algae on the front screen. I just can't bring myself to throw those shrimp out. I feel like a mass murderer. I'm thinking of getting a 10-gallon tank and taking those out, putting them in the 10-gallon tank, and which I didn't do in the past and didn't want to do. And these, like I said, these shrimp give birth live. You can see them give birth, to their live. But what I thought about doing is getting a few guppies, and if they eat the which they probably wouldn't be, I wouldn't be doing it myself, I mean, genocide or whatever. I'm using the Wave 3, and I've had people in the past tell me that they like the sound of the Blue Yeti X microphone, but I'm afraid to switch microphones. If this is working right now, I do not want to testing 1 2 3 4 5, testing 1 2 3 4 5, testing 1 2 3 4 5. I don't want to mess with it again. I've sort of thought about, setting up the Linux computer and just putting on there what I need to make YouTube videos And, of course, it would be a little bit of editing of, JPS files. And I hear a bunch of sirens. Earlier today, we live in an apartment complex. Earlier today, I don't know where it was, but I was inside the living room and I could hear a woman screaming. I don't think she was screaming help, but she was screaming like, take your hands off of me, and whatever. And then a lady in the apartment complex also, she came out onto her patio with a cell phone in her hand, and she was looking. I couldn't. That's part of the thing with my hearing problem. It causes a lot of problems, more problems than you would think, unless you've had hearing problems, then you know. But me usually finding a direction is a difficult. If aircraft go over here all the time, we're 5 miles from a military air base, and because I hear different levels in the hearing, and so I'll be looking, and even when I see it, and that's the same with it. Now sometimes I don't, it depends on, but like that I didn't know whether the lady who was yelling was across over the next door in a place, or town. Until I got to be 65, really I didn't have any medical, well, I probably had some medical problems I didn't know. Well, I had hearing problems since I was like in the first grade. But other than that, other than having my tonsils, just a few years ago, until, all this medical problems hit me, I got a pacemaker in and all that kind of stuff. Urinary problems, just everything. But when I would go someplace, to a doctor, or, the medical history or whatever, and it'd be like, what operations have you had? None. You haven't had any operations? No. And then they just look at me like, are you sure? Like, well, I had my tonsils out when I was a kid. No. I said, no, I haven't had any. Now it's, now I have something to tell them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Oh, let me mention this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to change a little bit of, I don't want to talk politics, because half of the people, I think half of the people do not want to, like the right wing, they don't want to hear it, and they won't believe it, and they won't, whatever. And then the other people, the liberals, which I am one, they're they don't want to, they're tired of hearing about it. They don't want to hear about it. So it's really more than half. But what I've done, if you watch my videos, if you read my blog when I was using WordPress and all of the other things that I went through, journal things that came, all of the things. It's whatever's going on. When I was having trouble with, a boss and having to write grievances at work or whatever, I put the grievances, typed them up and put them online first, so, and then reported on what happened. And when my marriage, was having problems, I put about that. So if somebody comes to my site, it's a little picture of what's going on. But what I want to try to do, and I'm going to set January 1st, you know, for it. And I probably won't be able to do it. I think I've said that before that I wanted to do it. But anyway, if I didn't scream about politics, what would I say? Anyway, thank you very much for watching.